Aw, look at this. This is heartwarming. Right before Valentine's Day and during Black History Month and close to Lincoln's birthday. Maryland Senate overrides Hogan's veto of felon voting rights bill. Well, the state of Maryland's in such good shape that I'm glad that they're prioritizing this. This is by someone named Ovetta Wiggins. The Maryland Senate voted on Tuesday to override Governor Larry Hogan, who's Republican, veto of a bill that would allow felons to register to vote after they are released from prison, instead of making them wait until after their parole and probation is finished. Yeah, I imagine the Democrats pushing this have a very noble motive, sort of like the way they do to swarm this country with illegal aliens. Anyhow, the Senate voted 29-18 to overturn the 2015 veto by Hogan, Republican, sending a clear message to the first-term Republican governor that the Democratic-controlled General Assembly, which of course gave them the rain tax, I don't live in Maryland anymore, can enact policy without his cooperation. The Democratic-controlled legislature has now overturned all of Hogan's vetoes from last year. This is a huge victory for voting rights, not just in Maryland, but in the country, said Jane Henderson, executive director of Communities United, a Baltimore-based group that helps former inmates re-enter society. Hogan had campaigned hard against the veto, saying he considered parole and probation part of the criminal penalty enacted by society and does not believe that people should be able to vote while they are still serving their sentence. Well, you know, I of course believe that people who are dependent on the government have no business voting anyhow, if you're on welfare, especially if you're able-bodied. The Senate needed 29 votes for the blah, blah, blah. A lawyer for... Okay, this is just inside baseball. Let me just see if there's any... Okay, here's the key. Senator Joanne Benson, Democrat, Prince George's County, says the override rights are wrong. The whole system is unfair, said Benson, noting that minorities make up the majority of the prison population. This is the right thing to do. Well, majorities are paying for that prison population and funding them, but all right, whatever. But I think we knew all that. Let me see if there's anything in the comments section there, if it's even easily accessible. 33 comments. Someone writes, "Yay, socialism." Kim M writes, that was from Zonker Brainless. Kim M writes, "All the convicted felons' votes in the world isn't going to change the fact that the progressive movement has been utterly exposed for exactly what it is, Marxism. For those of you who don't understand what that is, see socialism." Well, they're not actually the same thing. Since someone else writes, "Since a person with a felony conviction is unlikely to get a job, then why vote? No income means they don't pay taxes." By the way, it would be, you know, just because someone has a felony conviction, it would be nice if jobs were available for people with felony convictions or other low-skilled people. That's not necessarily a good thing. Someone else writes, "You do your time, you should be allowed to vote. You should not continue to be punished for a crime that you have already served your sentence." Well, part of that sentence is parole and probation. And then the same person who commented before wrote, "Their punishment isn't over." Reiterating what I just said. Did you read the article? Blah, 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 what I said. Then Kim M, that same person, wrote, but I like what she has to say. "Democrats will do anything to stop the bleeding, even give convicted felons the right to help decide what the character of an elected official should look like. I'm sure they are the best arbiters of such important and moral decisions." Wow. And the response to that from someone who had responded earlier that I quoted said, "Give it a rest. People that have committed a crime are still U.S. citizens. They should have a right to vote. Right now, a reality TV star is leading the Republican race for president." And they put a lowercase r in Republican, as if Trump did nothing before going to reality TV. And I'm sure, you know, what was Barack Obama again? A community organizer? So clearly, you shouldn't be talking about who is the best arbiter of such an important and moral decision. And the response to that is, "So you think a convicted felon, one who has shown utter contempt for our laws, should help decide that maybe a convicted felon should serve as, oh, I don't know, governor or president of the United States?" Remember Marion Barry? That was a good call now, wasn't it? Okay, you get the point. Oh, let me just add here, since this is Maryland, 2 pictures from the state of Maryland in the last year. A picture outside Camden Yards, where people were, quote, protesting the death of the amazing citizen and contributor to humanity, Freddie Gray. And then the second picture is the after effect of that peaceful protest in Camden Yards. Yep, they played a game, I remind you. with no stands there, no fans in the stands.